sure.
We're leaning in towards being allies with women, people of color, people that that's trans people, gay people, people who are disenfranchised. You know what I mean? So if anyone is against that, you don't want them with your business any
right.
fucking way.
Well, 100%.
Yeah. So our clips they're not going to be wrong and they're not going to be mean. They're going to be mean towards ugly people. I'm mean towards racist pieces of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not towards good people. So don't worry about that. Just fucking go off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send my dad the link. Be like, sorry, I talked about you in a podcast. Hope that's okay. Love you. Bye. Bye forever. Oh.
Yeah, so we're not one of those podcasts.
Yeah. When I watch it,
we do the right thing.
I've never watched a full episode though.
Me either.
I watch your clips because I know you're gonna clip the best part. So it's like the trailer.
I fucking hate hearing my voice.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I hear my laugh.
It's
I'm like, damn,
worst.
people have been making.
People like it.
Yeah, apparently.
I just did a Brazilian masterclass at Cape Fear Community College, and they were like, "What do you like? What's your plans for the week?" I was like, "I actually have the week off. I have family visiting. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow," and they were like, "Send us the link. We want to watch it." And I was like,
just be yourself.
No.
One thing I think that that
me.
helped me during this podcast, I've become more militant, more aggressive, and more loud. I'm 10 toes into this shit because I know I'm doing the right thing. Be like that. If you know you're doing the right thing, you standing up for the right thing, be fucking loud about it.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 episodes, me and Trey, like before the podcast, were like, yeah, we need to be careful about not making like people feel too attacked or feel like episode 4 we were like, fuck fascists, fuck racists.
We're being mean towards assholes. Like,
right.
Good people, we love them.
Yeah. And those people embrace that. It's like they see through that because they're not racist.
I'm trying to find. I can't get a gay dude on. He won American Idol. I went to school with him, Lionel.
Yeah.
He's trying to fuck me though. I think that'd be great content though. He's been trying to fuck me for years. Man.
I could get you a gay guy.
I know, but Lionel was like a B-list celebrity. You know what I mean? I went to school with him. He's a cool gay dude. He's not flamboyant or whatever. He's really cool. But then we got older.
They're still cool if they're flamboyant.
He started hitting on me and Blank and stuff. And we just think it's funny though, you know. Yeah. So
I think that'd be really funny if you had him on.
If you had him on, and I'm gonna call it out and say, bro, you need to stop trying to fuck me, dog.
Yeah.
My girl looking at my messages, man.
That'd be funny. Plot twist.
All
right, this is Dumb Bros.
Stop doing that.
The podcast where truth meets integrity. Thank you. This is our guest, Sara.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, this is our guest, Sara. So we brought our second guest on. First female guest.
This is our second
on.
guest, Sara. Sara, would you like to talk about what you're known for and what you like to do? Maybe your business?
Where do I look when I talk?
Everywhere.
At us.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
So what I do is
I
own Push the Envelope Aesthetics, located in Wilmington, North Carolina, right on Market Street. I'm primarily an intimate waxing studio, but I offer a plethora of aesthetic services. I'm a licensed esthetician, so I can do anything in the realm of under my license of aesthetics.
All right. So does that do you end up, meeting people, and I'm sure you have to get personal with some of your
it's
clients.
So personal. Have you ever heard the saying, well, it's intimately personal because your legs are spread on my table, right? So that's the given. But
wait, is that your motto?
It should be. Personal in 2 ways. No, so I get intimately personal with my clients emotionally as well, because I think when you're physically intimate, it encourages mental intimacy as well. So you're automatically comfortable with me. So intimate in 2 ways. You know that saying, work comes home with you, work should stay at work. Work absolutely does not stay at work for me. I carry a lot with me.
I had to.
I don't physically bring them home with me. And they also don't linger in my memory. I'd like to add, I'm not a creep. But, you have clients who are going through something the morning of their appointment, and healthcare is not accessible, so they don't have therapy. So I double down as this 30-minute therapy session with them sometimes. Oh. So you hear things, abortions, miscarriages, abusive relationships. I just want to get out of this relationship, but he's really nice and I don't know how to leave him. So it's also this big sister advice that I have to give, and some of it really stays with you when you do leave the studio.
That's really fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. I did not know you were doing all that.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm not licensed to do therapy.
That sounds like some black barbershop shit. Yeah. Where you can go in a black barbershop and it's more of a therapy session than anything.
100%.
That's fucking awesome that you do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure those women feel safe with you.
Well, yeah, and for a while you feel wrong when you get your first 5-star review. It always comes from your mom or your cousin or somebody, because you're just give me a 5-star review on Google. And then I started getting these 5-star reviews that were really commending my character, and I wasn't asking for them. So in the beginning, it would really help me if you left me a 5-star review if you enjoyed your service, blah blah blah, whatever. And then I stopped asking for them, because You don't want to sound greedy. And I just started getting them. And these are like commendable reviews where they're really feeding my character, but all I'm doing is being myself. And I know that. So it fuels you in a way that's like, I can wake up tired, but these women like need me in a sense.
It's not performative.
It's not
performative. Feel like
performative.
a job. You're actually getting off on helping.
100%. I thought I was going to be a therapist for the longest time. I wanted to go to school for psychology and get my doctorate, and because mental health is so important to me. But then I didn't go the college route. It never really worked out for me. I went to ECU for 2 years, drank a lot, engaged in some activities I shouldn't have engaged in, and ended up not going to ECU anymore, thanks to my mom. Thank God. I don't know where I would be if she didn't pull me out of ECU. And then went to aesthetic school on a whim, and it's just blossomed into a beautiful career for me.
That reminds me of how a dude would be like, I could see a dumb bro sitting here like, man, if a man was like, I have this intimate sessions with women, they would call him a creep. Nigga, because you a creep. Because men are creeps.
I accept no male clients. Well, for like facial waxings and like things like that, I think I would.
You're a misogynist.
Well, most of them have been gay, so I've just been very lucky. But I've had men try and book like intimate services, and I get like, you deserve to get it done as well. I'm just not the provider for you.
Yeah.
You know, go to a chain or somewhere where they have security and more people there, so God forbid something did happen there.
Want to show they meet.
Maybe, I don't know. But
no, I know.
I like to see good intention behind people, and maybe they actually just do want the service done. But thankfully, there is other providers where they can go in Wilmington to get that done. I'm not the one.
Asian parlors.
I'm not the one for them.
So one of the things that's unique about the business that you're in is it's a female-dominated industry, both as in like the providers and like the customers, the clients that you take on. So like, what is that like working with like exclusively women? You know, like.
Well, there's two sides to right. So women are awesome. I love women, but I hate the term girl's girl because I'm a fucking grown ass woman. I own a business. I'm not a girl. Right. So am I a woman who uplifts other women when they deserve to be uplifted? Absolutely. Am I just going to uplift you because you're a woman? You could be this bitch who's talking shit and dragging other women. You don't deserve to be uplifted. Right. However, if you're putting positivity into the world and you do good onto other women and men deserve the same respect, then of course I'm going to uplift you and be there for you and do all of those things. So it's very hard because you're caught with this double-edged sword of like, I want to be a girl's girl, quote unquote, even though I hate that saying, and do all of these things, but it's just not who I am. Like, I just respect people for who they are, not because of their gender. Right? So I guess bouncing off of that, it's interesting, right? Because I meet a lot of women who are just in it because they love women and they want to uplift women and they're amazing. And then I've met a lot of other women where I'm just like, I don't know if I see your purest of intention behind what you're doing. Is it just for the money because you think you're going to own a business and you're going to make all this money? Or are you genuinely enjoying meeting people and helping people through acne journeys and intimate waxings and whatever you do with your aesthetics license? You can go an avenue of ways with it, even if you go into med spas and injectables and things like that. Sure, you can make a lot of money doing that, but you're also really helping someone's lifestyle and increasing their self-confidence. So it's interesting. It's very different, right? Because before I did this, I was volume bartending at a club downtown, tits out, like the whole shebang, right? I was very actively
where we met.
using my sexuality to make money, and I will stand on it and I will say it loud and proud, and I fully support women who still do that because it is a valid way to pay your bills, and it paid my bills and then some. I made great money bartending. However, I have a distinct memory of when I was bartending, men were always throwing that in your face. You're getting tipped more because you're a woman and your tits are out. And I'm also like, right, but I'm also...
Yes, you were.
I'm also interacting with people. And like, sure, I looked good and maybe that helped, but I do think I still genuinely had a lot of positive just interactions with people that had nothing to do with here down.
Even if it didn't, it's not your fault that sex sells.
Right.
And it's men that's buying the shit that you're selling. So like, it's not your fucking fault that people are tipping you more because you look good.
Right. But I felt wrong doing it. And no shame. I fully support women who do it. It's just for me personally, my morality was not in the game and it was not fulfilling me long term. It's also extremely hard on your body. Bartending, professional bartenders and servers, fucking credit to them. If you have a server who's over the age of 30 and is fucking killing it, their shoulders fucking hurt. Their back fucking hurts. Their feet fucking hurt. Like, you know what I mean? They deserve like the utmost of praise for the labor they're doing. But it wasn't fulfilling me in the way of like, I didn't feel like I was changing lives. I felt like I was sleeping with my head on the pillow, like, cool, amazing made some money for having tits tonight. I wanted something deeper than that. Right? And I just all the time just like, it's because you're a woman, it's because your tits are out. And sure, that's awesome and that's a plus that I'm making money through that, but I want something to really feed my soul, not
You
just
want some substance.
I'm not going to be 22 forever, right? So eventually this isn't going to be the
Forever
same.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I might be with science
no,
these days, but I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm not even.
Yeah, let's go.
I was at a bar in West Palm Beach. I was leaving, and I went to a sports bar. It's called Twin Peaks. I
Yeah.
did a real-
Yeah, there's out in Jacksonville.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I was on the way to the airport. I was like, I just want to eat, get a good meal before I leave. And then I sat at the bar. I don't drink. And then it was just like, it was like that kind of place. And I was just like, man, like the way they were coming on and just like the eye contact. And I was like, I'm so glad I have daughters because this is ridiculous. And just like the guys who would just like say things. And I was like, that guy thinks he has a chance.
Yeah, that shit is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But here's my question for
I'm gonna
you.
get off.
I saw some who were like in shape, some who looked naturally like lean, and then some who were a little bit more like on the verge of plus or whatever.
Sure.
Is there like a lot of pressure? Like if someone comes in and is like, shit, she's in shape. I got to step my game up. When am I going to find time to work out? Or do you guys even think like that?
You know, I never thought of that's so interesting. I never thought of I've always been someone who's very health conscious, not because I feel like being skinny is better or being fit is better. That's absolutely not where I stand. But I all the time, what's your leg workout? Do you hit legs we were bartending one time on New Year's Eve together.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
this guy
Wear a bra too?
and this guy says to me in front of Eli, like I'm very obviously with a man we're working together. He's going to protect me. Like I'm not scared. Just like, you must hit legs every day or something. And I just remember that I was just like, I'm in shorts. Like, can I not just wear fucking shorts out of the house to work and you leave me the fuck alone? They were not sexual shorts. They were not booty shorts. And even if they were, that's not your excuse to come on to me. I see shirtless guys in the gym all the time. I've never said anything. And it could be an 8-pack of abs that like is gorgeous and I'm not going to be like, nice abs. No, I'm going to let you do your fucking thing. I don't care what you're wearing.
What is that with the unsolicited like comments? Like, why do men have this impression
I was
of
about
like?
to fucking go in on what Rich was saying. You're right, bro. This shit pisses me off. So like when I go to this stuff, like you know what? He knows why I never watched Game of Thrones, and I went to a
Hates midgets.
I went to a viewing party at Liberty Tavern. Rest in peace, Liberty Tavern.
Tavern.
Awesome place.
Tavern. You said Liberty Tavern.
I said what I said. But I went to a watch party and I watched the last episode and regretted not watching Game of Thrones. I was like, oh my God, this thing is badass. But the reason why I never watched Game of Thrones is because when I first started watching it, it was so much porn. And I felt like it was like, I'm not one of those dumb dudes who are like, oh, titties, I'm going to watch this show all the time. And I get offended. I watch porn. Don't get it twisted. But in TV shows, I feel like you're trying to draw me in with the titties and ass and stuff.
It
and I'm
cheapens
like,
it.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel anti-intellectual if I'm watching it because of that. So I don't go to Hooters. I don't go to Twin Peaks. We went out with a friend, and we went to Missouri to travel to meet my friend. And we're not gonna say his name because we're gonna mention his dad. But his dad, we were at a bar, and this very gorgeous young lady comes up to get our order. She's not, I wouldn't say provocatively dressed, but they dress in a
Sports
way
bar.
where they're attractive. They're not as bad
Yeah.
as Hooters or Twin Peaks though. And she was attractive, and he grabs her by the waist and her hip, and he said, "Hey, baby," like he's older. And I was like, hey, man, you can't fucking do that, bro. He got upset at me. And I was like, bro, this is not 1977. Women have bank accounts now, bro. You can't fucking do that, man.
Right.
And it's a weird thing where men have this weird thing where they believe they have a chance with you. And it blows my fucking mind. Like, how do you... The delusion is fucking crazy to like...
And they never figure it out. It gets
Yeah.
worse as they get older.
Yes.
Like the men will be like younger doing that. And then I'm like, how by 50, 60 years old are you still figuring, like you haven't figured out, like these women are not interested in you.
Right. They're not at all.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird to see that when I worked in bars, when I was bouncing. I know how many times I had to whoop a guy's ass from trying to grab the bartender or like, let me see your titties. Or like she wouldn't give him. What pisses me off is when the dude doesn't get her fucking number and he goes, bitch. I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Why were you
It's
entitled
like
to that?
we have to be single and wanting to fuck to work as bartenders. It's almost like that's the assumption, which none of us were like. All of us
I've never
were in a
thought
None of
about
them.
relationship.
bartender,
None of
though.
them. Yeah.
I've
No.
never thought that
I
in my
worked
life.
with them for a long time. I think a lot of that is like men who were never around women growing up. I think about
They
that.
turn 21 and they're like, oh my God, tits and ass.
I think about
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, they're like, holy shit.
Holy shit, they're not on the screen.
As
They're
a
in
chick.
my face. I can like physically touch them. I'm gonna get drunk and try to, and then get fucking my ass beat and carried out of this bar by real men.
I don't think they thought of that before.
Yeah.
Well, they don't, but that's what's gonna happen. That's the screenplay, like as I see it.
Real man tonight.
I know. I
Go to the club and get
met
beat up.
some dudes bartending that were like they came in with the intention of leaving. I remember like one night this dude was really drunk and I was like, hey man, are you gonna be a problem? He was like, yes. And I was like, are we gonna have you kicked out? He was like, absolutely. And I was like, bouncers.
But
like,
you know what? In respect to the process, I have been carried out of bars. I was the
Really?
alcoholic friend who was just like not actually ever an alcoholic, but drinking more than I should have, and was enabled by unhealthy friends. Because I was funny. It was funny. Sarah's blacked out. Sarah's doing drugs in the morning. Like, this is funny. This is silly. But then you start to like be on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I want to be nothing like you. But I know they're going to have that too. So I don't feel bad saying it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Whether it comes at 25 or 50, that moment's going to hit, hopefully, where you're like, fuck this. I'm done. And that's literally what happened.
Hit you
Thankfully,
earlier.
I was never down the rabbit hole to the point where I was having withdrawals or had to get actual professional help with alcoholism. However, I was able to just be like, no, I'm done. And alcoholism runs in my family. So that was scary for me. So I think that's why I was able to walk away from it and be like, no, I'm just decided I'm going to be done.
Was it our second or first podcast we talked about like identity and like letting go? And for a lot of
Second
people,
one, I think. Yeah.
a lot of me and Trey have talked about this for years, is like, don't attach your identity to things that fade. So I've met that with a lot of service industry people, and I mean, you're familiar with a lot of them, where they struggle to let go as they get older. Like you know me well. I'm going through a point in my life where I'm 29 and I spent my whole 20s in the bar, and I had to reach a point where I was like, I was going to be one of those people that was just like not letting go of the club, letting go of being around women, letting go of that, like the eroticism of that environment. And it kind of leads into like another question I would ask you, because there's a layer to your story and the success you're finding right now, not only as a woman and as all the things that you've overcome. And like, you know, I know your story more than some of our guests right now, but like your age. So like you're 22, you're young, finding all the success, and it happened very fast. So like, what is that experience like for you? Like, not only as a successful woman right now, but being younger than most men you're meeting.
Damn.
I think it comes when I meet people my age. It's very interesting. What do you do for work? And I'm still at an age where it's totally, I never want it to sound like it's not acceptable to be living at your parents' house. That's totally okay. To be figuring it out. I just happened to fall into a situation where it felt like the stars aligned, and I know that sounds corny. There's no better way to explain what happened to me. It was just fate. It was supposed to happen. I graduated with my aesthetics license, and from there, it just went up. I don't know how. I don't know why. I worked hard. Sure, a lot of women work hard, and it's just not for them. And it just never works out for them. I do think learning how to socialize and being in the bar industry. When I was 15, my mom was like, get your worker's permit, you're getting a job. You want to live here rent-free? Get a job. So I had been serving. I started at Highway 55 at 15 years old, maybe 16, serving burgers, shakes, fries, the whole thing, right? So like from a very young age, I was taught to socialize to make money. These socializations weren't because I wanted to hang out with you, it's because I want your money. But then as you get older, you're like, oh, human connection is dope. So I think I had all of those playing on my side, where I was like, oh, I'm providing a service, I'm making money, oh shit, this money's going directly in my bank account, this is awesome. But also like, you trust me? Like it's such a, I think you have to have an emotional availability. And I think going through trauma, growing up so young, I didn't have a privileged life growing up aside from the color of my skin. I can recognize that that's privilege. But I grew up with a single family income. We didn't have Wi-Fi at times. I remember my mom crying, not knowing how she was going to turn the lights on. The local church was feeding us. So I didn't grow up this like...
You've had your adversity. Yeah.
I've definitely... I know what struggle looks like, and not just, I can't afford these shoes, fuck my life. It's like, I don't know where my next meal is coming from. Yeah. But thankfully, I had a mom who looking back, I never remember feeling hungry.
Your mom's fucking hilarious.
My mom's the shit.
It's really cool.
She's awesome. But my dad really fucked over my mom. So it was just like navigating all of this and watching all of this as an adult now. I'm like, holy shit, this is why I am the way I am. because of my mom.
Right.
Because I had this woman to watch. And looking back, I'm like,
mother's a leader.
We struggled, but like, damn, I never knew it was that bad when we talk about it.
Isn't it crazy how moms like will protect the kids from
Single
that?
moms and single dads, I don't have the experience with single dads, so I can't really speak on it. But I didn't grow up with one. Single moms are maternal and paternal at the same time in a way that is so commendable. It's insane.
Yeah, I 100% I agree with that.
Yeah. But there's also some that aren't. So everything is, what you learn, what you grow up with. I have friends who only have a present father. Their dad's the shit. I don't know that, though. I don't like men. Men scare me. I've only ever been done extremely filthy wrong by men.
Right.
And my dad was the first example of that. So from a young age, that's ingrained in you. And I think maybe that was the subconscious of making money with my tits out because I have these daddy issues. And then that major pivot to, wait, I want to do something that fulfills me in a way that I never felt fulfilled as a girl, being this other female role model to these women, if that somehow ties together.
Yeah. That makes sense. Since we've been going viral recently, I've been engaging with some people in the comment section. And I've noticed that that some men there are a lot of men that agree with the matriarchy. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? There were some men that attacked. There are way more men that are like, I'm fucking tired of this shit, bro. I'm fucking tired of this shit. And I want to give a clear distinction between what we mean by women leading. It doesn't mean that we submit to a woman. I don't believe a woman should submit to a man. That shit all sounds fucking weird. It's like, well, in the Bible, nigga, that shit was written by a dude too. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect, Rich, but it was just like it was written by dudes. Everything's by dudes, and enforced by dudes. And I'm like, man, we kind of suck. We kind of suck, and generally speaking, we suck. And that doesn't mean women in general should be in charge, because these men, they have this misconception that we're gonna go to war every month when they're on their period, or women are too emotional to lead, all while men are shooting up schools, killing rival gang members, raping children, and starting wars because they can't control their emotions, hilariously. And the funny thing is that these men only have experience with women they can attract. It's like using ChatGPT. When someone tells you about their ChatGPT, they don't understand that they're telling you about them, because it's tailored to how you are. So what happens is they go, women can't lead because they're not capable of attracting a woman that's capable of leading.
Well, and
they can't attract Kamala Harris.
It's very intimidating. You know how many men, not flirting with them, just having conversations at bar, because that's dead too. Anytime I talk to a man, I'm flirting with them and I want to fuck them. Can I just fucking talk?
My boy blank like that. I'm saying that out loud. Blake, you gotta stop doing that shit, man. Bro, just because they saying hey does not mean they want to fuck. No.
Well, I remember this distinct conversation I was having with a bartender, and I always make a point to converse with the bartender because I know what it's like. Like, it's nice to just have a conversation with a normal fucking person sometimes. And he asked me what I did for work, and I told him, like, oh, I have an aesthetic studio. And he just like went on this like, oh, I have a business too. And I was like, oh, what do you do? And I didn't realize what was happening. He was trying to one-up me in this conversation. And I'm actively just telling him we're not talking finances. We're not talking money. And he's just like, oh, well, it's like blue collar. Like, you wouldn't get it. And when he said the shit like that, I was just like, you're right. I don't know. Educate me. I want to learn.
How are you competing with women?
Well, and I was just like, when did this happen? Like, I thought we were just talking about what we did for work. When did we decide we were beefing?
When you made his dick smaller.
Well, but that's the thing. I feel like, thank God I'm in a relationship, or I would just be like, I want nothing to do with any of you. Like, I know you can't choose to be gay. I think I would have to make that conscious decision.
Choose gay.
Of like, I'm asexual or I'm fucking gay because these men suck. And I'm not saying that in a way that's hateful. I love men. I've met some amazing men who really do just want to be here to uplift. However, majority of the men I meet.
What do those men look like, though?
What?
Who are these men?
The shitty ones?
Yeah, let's keep it a buck. No, let's keep it a buck. This is dumb bros.
I can't think of like a distinct.
They white. I'm saying it.
Oh.
I'm saying it. They're white. I know they're fucking white. Black men grow up in a matriarchy. We grow up without fathers a lot of the time. We grow up we're more inclined. You're gonna see trust me, I know a lot of black men that are misogynistic, but I know a lot more that aren't. And white men grow up being told that they're better than everything. They're the smartest, they're the brightest, they're the wisest. Women are beneath them. People of color are beneath them. So when they get older and they see that's not true, that that fucked with them really fucking bad. That's why he was fucking one-upping you. I said it. I don't give a keep it a buck. It's cultural.
You posted this meme yesterday, and it was like a representation of what it's like to be black in America, and it was this black woman racing, and she was sat way behind all the, and it was other white women she was racing. She was sat way behind, and like she obviously like caught up and won the race, and it was just like kind of representing like
that's what
even
we are.
Starting from all the way back here, we still end up succeeding.
But you know what's so
400-year
interesting
head start.
in the conversation we just had? I never even thought about myself being white, but you do because you've faced adversity for it. I can separate myself as a woman. If we were talking about women, I could probably stereotype a little bit, but I didn't even think about it because I've never been. Does that make sense?
No, I understand. No,
my brain would never even think to be like, oh, he's white, but my brain would be like, if I had to remember a characteristic, I could identify them. But does that make sense? I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
But I wouldn't even think to do it. But it's so interesting that you would, because you've been in that stereotype in that situation.
Trauma and hypervigilance and PTSD. It's a lot of fucking ingredients that.
But my brain was like, what I was thinking, like tattoos they had, hair color. My brain never even went to skin color. That's so interesting to me.
It's skin culture.
Yeah.
I don't like to say skin color because there are black people who are white.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not skin color, it's skin culture. Like it's not about racism anymore. Racism is essentially almost dead. It's what it is. What I've noticed is that it looks like racism now, but what it is culture war. So like, let's say they dislike Cam Newton. I'm gonna give you a great example. Cam Newton was a phenomenal quarterback, but he goes through what every black quarterback does with white people. They try, when you make one mistake, like not jumping on the fumble, it is the worst thing to ever happen in human history. They're going to ignore the fact that Ben Roethlisberger was accused of fucking a 16-year-old girl in the bathroom, though. They're going to ignore all of that and talk about Cam Newton jumping on the fumble. And when I notice, they're going to like Russell Wilson, though, but he's black. But he doesn't remind them of black people, though. As long as you judge Clarence Thomas, doesn't remind them of black people. It's the culture that they're afraid of. It's not your skin color anymore. What it is they go, he reminds me of black people. I don't fucking like him. Another example, Lamar Jackson, an awesome, humble, great young man, quarterback. Great young man. He's awesome. People fucking hate him because through all of his awesomeness, he doesn't act like Clarence Thomas. He doesn't act like Russell Wilson. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with those, but those people, if you remind them of black, if you got gold teeth, if you got on Jordans, if your pants sag a little bit, if you have dreads, if you remind them of black culture, they get extremely uncomfortable. And I believe that's because it is the most popular culture on the planet. It is the evidence that they are not supremacists. It's the evidence that they're not supreme like they thought they were. Because country music is only popular in the United States. Rap and pop is worldwide. Things like that are examples of that scare them of the near future. In the next 10 years, they're going to be minorities. And that scares the fuck out of them. And I think that's the base, the foundation of all of this shit that you're experiencing, I'm experiencing. Women are gaining power. People of color are gaining power. That shit scares them. Because when you're up here and you're looking down and you see people gaining, it looks like you're being pushed out. But what it is they're just having equal power. But when men are doing the same thing to women. When women are gaining power and influence, they feel like they have to, why we got to submit to a woman? And then when you hear about gay people, they're forcing it on us. Like, none of that shit is true. You don't have to watch the gay shit. Women aren't fucking making you submit to them. They're just having the same rules. How can you look at your daughter, your wife, your mother, your sister, your aunt, or your niece, and look at them and go, you don't deserve the same equality as me? How the fuck do you do that? And call yourself a man. You're not a man. You a bitch. You're scared of women having power, and you a bitch. And I don't give a fuck if you John Jones. I don't give a fuck if you MC Hammer. I don't give a fuck if you TD Jakes. Say it to my face. I'm saying to your face. Shut your bitch ass up. Shut the fuck up. You're scared, and you're fucking afraid of losing that domination because you have a little dick, or you have a little metaphorical dick, or something's going on up here where you're afraid of equality, and you a bitch. You're a fucking bitch. Stop me right now.
TD Jakes out here catching strays.
No, fuck TD Jakes. Fuck Joel Osteen. Fuck all them motherfuckers.
That's something I've noticed, and I kind of want to hear you speak on this as well, is like, I think that a lot of white men especially have like coasted on their privilege and we're not aware of that. So what is happening right now is like we're seeing both minority groups and women, like anyone who's disenfranchised, like that meme I brought up of like starting all the way back there and catching up. I've been following a lot of scientists on like my social media, trying to like get my algorithm better. And I found one yesterday. She's a neuroscientist. She's like a immigrant neuroscientist and a mother. And I was like, you are an incredible. I was like, no, I was like,
stop making all of us look bad.
I was like, you are an incredible human to be able to pull all of that off, right? And like then also like be like actively like, you know, educating people on social media. And I was like, how intimidating is that for, I think, a lot of white men who have just been like, their life has worked out very well for them because like they just, you know, like the privilege they've had and they weren't aware of that. And then they see someone like her at 22 taking off. They see someone like you, like all the success you've had in your life. Hey man, no, good time.
It doesn't matter when it happens, as long as it happens.
Oh, you said this. I want you to say it again. Like, men only want women that are attainable. And so you're speaking on that, like they're not going after Beyonce. They're not going after.
They can't. They're scared of those women.
Yeah,
they're scared of those women. I want to say something else. Hold on, dude.
Stop them, please.
You on dumb bros? No, we going viral, bitch. No, for real. Like I want to speak on. Damn it, I forgot.
Thank God.
Let me ask.
Fuck you, Sarah.
Thank God.
Women don't deserve equality.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this. You've told me about this before. Part of what you like about your industry, and this is circling back to like your time as a bartender, is like because it is this female dominated industry, men aren't able to come in now and be like, you're only successful because of your tits, you're only successful because of your sexuality. Like it undermines any man's ability to look you in the eyes and tell you that your success is because of men.
It makes them feel better.
Well, something I like to make extremely clear about push the envelope aesthetics is that I feel no matter how you go about this is okay. I just have to specify, this is not me shitting on the process. However you do it, if you open a business and you're a young single woman, good fucking job. Congratulations, that's fucking dope. I did it without a business loan. I did it without my parents' help. I did it while my dad was fucking me financially, actually.
Oh God, I was like, Jesus.
So, fucking me financially. I did it while how much time do you have? Fucking me financially. No, and I did it because I was like, one of my favorite things to say is you can't make full-time money with a part-time mindset. Right. So I was working. I was working 2 jobs. I was doing both jobs part-time, but I was full-time at one of them. Right. Because there's no fucking excuse with social media at our fingertips. There is no excuse. I just did a masterclass on Brazilian waxing at Cape Fear Community College. If there was one thing I can grill into those young entrepreneurs' minds, it's at your fingertips. Fucking post it. Post it. What's the worst that happens? It doesn't get 1 million likes. Repost it the next day. I guarantee you the algorithm will hit you in wonders, right? Hashtagging, posting, doing all of these things, right? It's so easy. It's not hard. You don't have to edit these posts like you're Kim Kardashian and Facetune. Nobody gives a fuck. I have never Facetuned a single picture.
I don't know what that is.
Or edited, right? Morphed my body because I'm not a size 00, right? I have a very natural body. I'm not on any weight loss medications or anything like that. But I don't feel the need to edit it because somebody who wants that, I don't want to attract you to my business, right? So I just post it as is. I post my candid content. My content is very funny sometimes and it's real and it's silly, but I'm still gaining clients from that. And you can't say shit to me, right? Because I'm doing it. At least I'm doing it. If you want your pictures to look fake and airbrush and things, that's awesome if that's your vibe, right? But I'm doing it every day. And the one golden rule I say, the second you see 24 hours is up, congratulations, you've waited too long to post again. These large TikTok, Instagram, they make money when we post. They want you to post, right? But if you don't, what are you doing? You're just setting yourself back right before bed. I always say early morning, nighttime. That's when most people are on their phone, waking up, going to bed. It's super easy. Just anytime. Anytime's a good time to post. And then what? You posted the wrong time. Oops, reshare it to your story. Everybody's going to see it. Right? So there's no right or wrong way to do social media. Because I bet you if you looked at it on paper, I did it all the wrong ways. I was posting whenever I got off at 3 a.m. from my bar job. My hair's in a messy bun and I'm fucking exhausted, still drinking a Red Bull. But I'm like, I got to do this because this is my job, but I want a career. Right? So what was the question?
How many hot dogs have you been able to? Yeah. DDHD.
But it's at our fingertips, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's no excuse.
She's me.
There's no excuse for you can't be too tired to press a button, right? And we've had this conversation and almost argument. We're all fucking tired. We're all tired. Shut the fuck up.
Go ahead. Go on.
Right? Like if I hear one more, I'm just so tired. Yeah, me fucking too, but you don't hear me bitching about it. I always show up for my clients. I never cancel all my clients. I might have things come up and I have to reschedule. I'm a human fucking being. It's pretty rare. right? So I'm not canceling on you because I'm tired. I think I've canceled one time because I was sick, and I was sick. I didn't want to get you sick, right? And I'm not going to work in a mask. That just feels wrong, right? So we're all tired. We have single moms and single dads out here working 3 jobs. My mom did it. Fucking 3 jobs, wiping old lady ass to keep the fucking lights on. I never once heard her complain about being tired. She was at school pickup. She was at the that part she complained about. She was at cheer competition. She was at soccer practice. She was driving us to and from the musical. Like whatever she had to do, she was doing it. And I'm just like, I have no kids. I complain about my fucking cat waking me up early, right? That's
Dr. Weber. Shout out
Dr. Richard Weber, by the way.
Our fucking cat. That's some white shit.
But like,
it was that or McDreamy.
I hate that we're all so tired. Like, why? Drink a fucking coffee and go. Fucking power through. Sleep when you're dead. And I always say that my clients, we have conversations sometimes because I'll message them at 5 a.m., right? And I'll be like, so sorry I didn't see this, because they'll message me at 11 p.m. and I message them back at 5. And I had one girl say to me, like, why are you awake right now? And I was like, my exact response was, too much to do, not enough time. And I genuinely feel that way.
I think it's an important mindset to have when you're younger, especially. I've always been big on leveraging your youth for like your long-term gain, but I do have an issue with like the over glorification of the hustle mindset that we push on young people these days, because this is coming from someone who, like, I pushed myself harder than most people I knew professionally. I was burnt out by 27, 28. Like, my mental health was just like from working the late nights, being in that industry. So there is part of me that's hesitant to be like, yeah, I want people to go out there and get it and pursue it hard, but at the same time, like, why does everyone have this expectation we need 3 jobs to get by?
Because we need to.
And it's like,
how unfortunate is that that's glorified because we need to, because you can. Physically you can. Do I think we should have to? Absolutely not. But you can, and it's what you need to get up right now. So use your youth while you can. Use that energy you have, because it's going to go away one day.
You it is.
Yeah. It's going to fade. And my mom still works 50-hour work weeks, 60-hour work weeks sometimes.
It's too short for me to be putting in time like that.
And she has to. She has
to. I know. I'm saying if you have no choice, I understand.
And let me explain that to you.
People who do it to,
my mom has no debt. Her only debt is her house. No debt, 0. Still has to work like that. Just God forbid your tire pops. You have to replace all your tires, right? Her windshield cracks. She has this fancy fucking Volvo. It was $1,100 to replace her windshield because it's hieroglyphic. Okay, like, she didn't know that when she bought the car, right? She just bought a fucking car. It's so fucked up. Yeah. It's the pressure we're put. So I agree with you. I don't think it should be glorified, but you can't do the bare minimum in this society where we're seeing people hustle and we're seeing them do these things and then be upset when you're not getting the same reward as these people.
No, I understand. I understand. It can be bothersome. Well,
it pisses me off sometimes when I'm like, I work harder and I'm not as tired, right? And that's not healthy. That's not something I can say to somebody. That's not fair. But it's frustrating when you're like, work fucking harder. That's why you're still, where you're at. Like, fucking push, do something. Try and start a business. It's okay to fail. Failure means you tried. There's nothing wrong with failing. If anything, it's a flex.
I think people are afraid of failing.
Well, because everything's documented now. There's a flip side to social media, right? They can see everything.
Not just that. I think even before social media, there was a fear of failure. Especially if he talked about his fear of failure, of being just white and thinking like, everything's played out for me in the first episode, like about I'm expected to succeed and that pressure. And I have a fear of success because I don't want to fail when I get there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm terrified. I don't care anymore. I'm all with it. I'm 10 toes down, but I understand it. I get it. So when he opened up about being white and the people expecting you to succeed, that's got to be a crazy amount of pressure too, because you can't be average. Like, you better go get it. Like, and that's got to suck too, So I understand. I get it. Like, I try to empathize, even though I can't put myself in people's shoes. I do try. Like, I ain't never been gay, except for that one time me like got drunk.
Right.
I've never been a homosexual, but I can try to empathize and think about a person not coming out of the closet and holding it in their whole life. And that's why we want to get a gay person on the podcast, because I can empathize. So I understand.
But people don't have that, and we struggle with that. I have to explain that to him sometimes with all of the immigration policies that are happening and wrongful removal of these people.
Fuck them, man. Fuck
right,
us.
but I'm not an immigrant. Me either. But I don't have to be an immigrant to understand this is wrong.
Yes.
Right? But that's not, people don't think like, people don't have basic empathy.
I think I know what's wrong.
I said this to you the other day about
I think I know what's wrong.
white people having to learn empathy.
Yeah,
I told you about that.
Do we have to learn it, or is it grilled inside of us, or what is it? Because I never remember having to learn empathy.
I've had conversations like this before, and I think like I have white associates. I've heard them say multiple times, and I've only heard this from a white person. I care more about money than I do people. I've only heard white people say that, and I was like, what is that? Like, why? And then I think about it. They don't grow up like we do.
Yeah, I can explain
like
it.
Next door, like ask any black person you know that came from the slums, and that's 60% of us, and they're gonna tell you they had to go next door to ask for sugar. We had to go next door to ask for flour. We literally, if I got in trouble, my neighbor whipped my ass, and then when my mama got home, she whipped my ass. It was a village. We had to have each other's back because white people was trying to hurt us, and the gang members in our hood are trying to hurt us. So the people within the hood had to have their back. We had to have empathy for others. This is the reason why we have a saying, you're invited to the cookout, because we're inclusive, because we don't want people to feel left out. You know what I mean? Because of the lives we live. White people grow up in suburban neighborhoods where they don't fucking need each other. They don't need each other financially at all. So they don't have the same type of empathy for those who suffer.
Yeah, let me speak on it because I like imagine like a dog, like you get like this like a puppy. No, it's a good analogy. It's
black people to dogs.
No, I'm about to compare white people. No, I'm about to compare white people. No, I started with white.
Fuck the mic, man.
Let me like
typical
Sawyer.
Dumb bro and sis.
Sawyer was a great example. My old golden doodle. He like was raised in a home, had his food provided, all these things where like he had all the things that a dog could need to be happy. And imagine just taking Sawyer and dropping him off in the cornfield and then like be like, figure it out, buddy. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna make it, right? And I think about, there's part of me that sympathizes with other white people because I feel like I feel this way. I feel like I was done a disservice by like my life was like this almost this fairy tale narrative where it was like the war, karma, the world is gonna reward you for hard work you put in, and like things were always gonna get better, and we were entitled to these things. And then I think I got lucky and I met people who were like, hey man, the rest of us are out here, like we don't get that story, we're not fed that. And it was like, so I think there's a lot of other white people out there that were like me that are like, they're just unaware because they were raised in the houses with the silver spoons, they had pools in their backyard like we all did. And it's like, it's almost unfair because then you find out maybe later in life than I did. You know, I think it took me to my late 20s to be like, oh shit, I had all these advantages, I didn't realize that I was coasting off of those. So then I meet people like y'all who work harder than me, or like not necessarily just work harder, but like had a more realistic understanding of reality and of what had to happen, you know, where someone like me, like I always had safety nets. Yeah. I didn't know that though.
I think that, yeah. It's crazy how you came out of it young, but you also met me when you were younger, which probably helped, you know, cause I'm the answer to everything. No, seriously.
Amen.
No amen to that.
I want to talk about. Okay, you cut the camera. No, seriously.
It's gay bros now. Gumbros. Gay dumb bros.
All right, for real, seriously. All right, so I had this thought about. We got a little short time.
Yeah, he said 4 minutes 39 seconds.
All right, cool. Damn, that's specific.
37.
All right, so I want to say
34.
something to these MAGA fucks. I want to say something to them.
Little dick.
Not even just that. I'm going to tell you how I know you guys are fucking morons. It's not that you guys voted for Trump, even though, no, this is not what we voted for. And it's everything
yes,
you did. Everything you didn't vote for, ironically, everything they didn't vote for is everything we were voting against, which is hilarious. Like, we didn't vote for this, nigga. That's what we was voting against. You know what I mean? They're just unaware people. They only watch Fox News. They don't watch nothing else. Trump told them not to trust the media. They believe everything Trump says. And we're fucked in that area.
Well, Trump just posted himself as Jesus.
Hold on. I got to get this out. Okay. I got to get this out, Sarah. All right. So this is actually how you know they're fucking complete morons. I know that what the truth of this is. They're really afraid they're about to be the minority in a few years. That's why they're trying to get rid of brown people. The Department of Homeland Security tweeted a photo of 100 million deported. There's about 100 million minorities in this country. There's about 100 million minorities in this country. These people are scared of becoming the minorities. If you think we're about to take over, which we are, and it's going to be brown president after brown president after brown president from the here on for the rest of time. The United States is turning brown. That's just the way it is. It's a free country. That was inevitable. If you think that we're about to take over. Why would you have MAGA on our minds recently? Why would the last thing we remember would be you, like yesterday, being racist as fuck towards immigrants, being racist as fuck towards black people, and we're taking over the country, and the last thing we remember was last year there was MAGA? Bro, you're fucked. You're fucked. Did you know Brazil, it's illegal to be racist? It's illegal. You go to prison. That's coming. It's coming. Brown people are taking over. Brown people are taking over. This is not going to be white people. This is white people. White people believe in whole freedom. White people believe, oh, you can say whatever you want, even if it's helping you create a Ku Klux Klan and neo-Nazis and the people that are going to overthrow the country. You have free speech. Brazil's like, you to an extent. You're not finna hate people out this motherfucker, and that's coming. You know why it's coming? Because brown people fear that more than anything. It's a repeat of history, and they're gonna try to do anything they can in their power to prevent that from happening again. So if you racist, I can't wait to watch you get deported. I can't wait. I'm tired of you ICE motherfuckers impregnating these little kids in these fucking detention camps. You weird Republican conservative motherfuckers. Only thing you guys are good for is taking shit from people. You've never done anything for the American people. It's always take welfare, take DEI, take away gay rights, take away. It's the party of no. These motherfuckers are the weirdest fucking people on the planet. And on top of them doing all this evil shit, they go to church every fucking Sunday. That's the scariest thing about me. Mm-hmm. They wholeheartedly believe what they're doing is divine, even though it's obviously fucking evil. That scares me because there's a delusional disconnect going on in their brains that I don't think we can even do anything about. That's what's scary. When Trump leaves, MAGA's not dead. They're going to be ready to be manipulated by another rich fuck who's going to pretend to eat junk food to make them think he's just like them. And that dumbass is going to vote for it because Kamala has a weird laugh. These people are fucking slow, man, and we might be fucked in that area if we don't get them the fuck out of here. We might be fucked as a country. We have a lot of people in this country. That are genuinely fucked up in the head. I'm serious, nobody's taking it serious. Like, we're just letting them shoot up schools. We're just letting them start fucking these racist ass rallies and shit, and nobody's doing anything because freedom of speech.
How do you feel about that? All of it.
I feel like what I said was like deeply serious.
No, it was really valid.
I agree with you 100%.
Right.
I just wanted to ask a guest a lot. Like, we got 2 minutes left, and I was like,
she's a woman, bro. What the fuck you think we're doing, man?
It's like, let's use.
No, I agree with you, but again, that didn't need to be taught to me. Like, and that's so crazy that I feel like it has to. I don't think it
can be taught.
Right, but that's that's the conversation we had. Does empathy need to be taught? I never remember. I've never had a stern talking to for being a bully. I've never been intentionally mean to somebody to make them feel bad. Maybe when I was pubescent high schooler, I was a bitch. Okay, boo-hoo. But I've never dragged someone down, especially because of something they can't control. Right? If you're a bitch, I'm gonna be a bitch back to you, and that's very prominent when you meet me. I will match your energy. However, because you're brown, that never even
That's so fucking weird.
I never think when I'm making a new friend, oh, I have a black friend, it's my friend. You know what I mean? How that generation is oh, my black friend. It's can't you just be your friend?
Oh, one more thing. We can get out of here. One more thing. I have to get this off. All right.
34 seconds.
Fuck up. T-10. All right. Seriously. There's something. I got into an argument with a guy on Facebook the other day. He was talking about DEI and FAA and these airlines lowering their standards to hiring black people. Let me tell y'all how disrespectful that is. You think they have to lower the standards to hire us? That means you think we're fucking stupid naturally. And you know what's funny about that statement? I've never heard it come from an actual intellectual person. It's never come from an intellectual, somebody I respected as intelligent. It was a person that was dumber than the people they're accusing of being dumb. And you know how dumb you are? You think that the FAA just hired black people and lowered the standards and somehow they didn't crash the plane? Nobody, a person of color, has ever crashed the plane. That means they meet the criteria. What they're doing is hiring black people who are also qualified to fly, so they're not just hiring nothing but white people. Motherfucker, the white people are getting drunk behind the wheel of the plane. You didn't even know that, did you? You know how many pilots drink before they fly? Most of them. It's a culture. They made a movie about it. Denzel starred in it. Yeah. They get down. None of them are black because black people feel like we can't get away with that shit. That doesn't mean we can get away with it. We just believe we can't. So maybe if we could get away with it, we probably would shrink. You know what I mean?
Shrink
But
fly.
like my point is, like, we got to stop this shit. Like you said, it's crazy that I don't think empathy can be taught because no one ever had to teach me that. And I never thought about that till now. No one ever taught me to have empathy. I'm sure no one ever taught you to have empathy. I don't think we can teach these people. I think these people are fucked. I genuinely think now there are people who are just dumb and they're coming out of it. They're like, man, I made a mistake. I was dumb. You know, but there are a lot of people who just lack empathy. And I watched J.D. Vance preach about how empathy is a curse. It's a bad thing. Diversity is a bad thing. What the fuck does that mean? So it should be only white?
Gives me chills.
Man, fuck these people, man.
Well,
and fuck everybody who voted for them. Even if you my mama, nigga.
Well, we
Shut up!
We have to respect Rich's time today, but I want to say thank you, Sarah,
Don't
for
get
coming
Rich
on
paid.
today. Thank you for speaking on behalf of all women and all whites and
I just watched Close
but
today,
no.
too. Whites and Close.
the
This has
songbird
been Dumb Bros.
Yeah.
This is Sarah. This is
songbird of
Eli.
our generation. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
We watched
we
Shepherdess
always
last
end
night.
fucked up every time. So
Yeah,
don't be,
yeah.
it's
There's
like
no
our thing.
there's no ending.
We didn't talk about
Yeah.
dick today. Fuck.
Fuck, Rich. We need 20 more seconds. Dick,
Dick small.
dick,
Small, man. If
dick.
you got a little dick,
If dick,
that's how I know God
penis,
ain't real.
cock,
God is not real.
wiener,
You know why I know Rick?
cock,
Rick, God is not
God
I know you
cock.
Christian. I know you Christian.
God
but God
dick.
is not real because
dick,
there is
cock. God's Jesus dick.
Chill. I know God is not real
Micro penis.
because micro penises are real.
Why
Why would you give a man a little dick?
They don't talk about the Bible.
God's like, you know what? Make his
He has
little.
people
It'd be funny if they put it in the Bible. It's like micro
Get up
penis.
out of here. Fuck Rich.